Welcome to another episode of the Taiwanology podcast. This is your host, Guangying Liu, coming from Taipei. Today, we're going to talk about a very special topic for Taiwan, that's industrial computers. When you hear the term industrial computers, what comes to mind? Perhaps you envision robotic arms on auto assembly lines or massive machines inside power plant control rooms. These images are accurate. However, the new generation of industrial computing comes in all shapes and sizes. Have you ever dined at a conveyor belt sushi restaurant or worked as a cashier at a cafe or supermarket? These experiences are made possible by industrial computers. Our guest today might call it AIoT, Artificial Intelligence of Things plus Edge Computing. That sounds like really high-tech here, but don't worry. This technology powers a wide array of devices, from slot machines in Las Vegas to the Iron Dome air defense system in Israel. Well, who manufactures these vital and versatile computers? What if I told you that 70% of these intelligent networks are provided by Taiwanese companies? Our guest today is the co-founder of possibly the world's largest industrial automation company you've never heard of, Advantech. Their products are found in casinos in Las Vegas, sushi restaurants in Tokyo, and high-speed rail stations across China. According to the market intelligence company Omdia, as much as 42% of the world's industrial computers come from this Taiwanese company alone. So, who better to discuss the business of industrial computers than Chaney Ho, He Chunsheng? In 1983, three young engineers from HP co-founded Advantech, including KC Liu Kezhen, Chaney He Chunsheng, and YM Huang. Chaney became the Greater China president since the year 2000, when the Chinese market started to grow. And in 2009, he became the president of Advantech headquarters. Today, they have brought Taiwanese industrial computers to the forefront of the industry. No sector can operate efficiently without industrial computing or AIoT. So I have to extend very welcome to you, Chaney. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Hello, old friend in the air. My name is Chaney. It's my great pleasure to be here to have a talk with Guangying Liu. I know this is probably one of the very few podcasts in English in Taiwan.
Thank you.
That's the reason why I feel I have the obligation to support this program.
Wow, thank you, Chaney. The pleasure is really ours. So Chaney is really legendary because he, after spending 15 years at HP, he continued to found Advantech. And it's only until I was doing preparation for this show that I realized that Advantech is so powerful. It accounts for 42% of the world's industrial computing. So that's really, really something. So this is where we're going to start today's topic. Tell us about Advantech. How was it founded?
Okay. So Advantech was founded in 1983 by three young engineers, including myself. At that time, we are colleagues working at the HP Taiwan.
What was your job at HP?
We have a different job. My job is a sales engineer, and Cashier, his job is also a sales engineer, and YM Huang, he's the application engineer. We are the same age.
Okay.
And all study or school in Taiwan.
The three musketeers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you have the idea to found something, to leave HP and start something on your own?
Okay. In the beginning of 80, I think the computer, the PC, just booming. And Taiwan, the manufacturing sector in Taiwan for ICT is also emerging. So we see, we found the opportunity that we can provide a automatic test equipment for for the production line in Taiwan. For example, power supply, monitor, or PC to test all of the product.
So the starting point was testing. Why was testing so important?
Without testing, you cannot make sure that the product is perfect.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how automated computing started. It was the need for testing of all the ICT manufacturing.
Yes. So at that time, I think we leveraged HP machine, precision machine, and we coding. We write the programming to control all the instrumentation and the testing. So we kind of a system. We are kind of a system integrator company.
I see. Who were your first customers?
It's an interesting question. So we begin from only 3 engineer and 1.2 million NT capital. It's from a very small company. We start from the kitchen.
Whose kitchen was that?
We rent an apartment.
Okay.
And we turn the kitchen become a lab.
Oh, okay.
A lab for engineer. The first customer we have for the first bigger customer, actually we build a ATE system for Taiwan Navy.
The Navy. Right.
To test their missile inside the missile.
Missile testing system.
Yes, because inside there are many PCB, electronic PCB.
The printed circuit boards.
Import from US. From time to time, they need to disassembly all the PCB, all the electronics component to drive it and we test, make sure it's perfect.
I see.
So we configure, we design this system and writing all the program for Navy.
So back in the 1980s, were there any competitors?
At that time, not. I would say not so many.
Mm-hmm.
Not so many, because we are based on the PC. We leverage the PC technology, and in the past, all the automation leverage legacy computer like PLC. So we are a pioneer on the PC automation.
Oh.
Yes, at that time. So I would say not very long, only a few competitors at that time.
You are really the pioneers, and you started out with the Navy testing missiles. I guess back then you have to be very secretive.
Yes. So we are actually, we sign all the confidential agreements with Navy.
I hope that expired.
Okay.
Okay, good. So Navy, but then who were your first private company customers?
I forget, but I think some company like a Delta or Lighton, they make the
I see.
power supply.
Right, power supply. So Delta is 台达电 and Lighton is 光宝.
At that time, I think at least 10 to 15 power supply company.
Mm-hmm.
And Delta and Lighton is among the top. So I believe we also provide the system to them.
Right, I see. Yep. I think it's because the 1980s were really the period of time when these ICT manufacturers, the electronic suppliers, they thrive and they were doing business with the world.
Yes, so, export to the global.
Right, and that was the time when quality control was so important.
Yes.
That was why testing became very crucial for their businesses. Mm-hmm. So Advantech really was founded at the perfect time. But then I think a lot of people would still have this question in their mind because, we talked about casinos and sushi machine, Navy, Delta's power supply, but what essentially is industrial computing? Can you give us some examples?
Probably I have to talk, because in the beginning we're writing all the coding, programming for the customer using the PC, Apple PC or IBM PC. But those PC are commercial grade.
Right.
Are not reliable when you put all the machine in the production line or in the factory. So that may maybe down from time to time.
How are they not reliable? Are they too
Because that's the use that design you for commercial use,
personal
use or commercial use. Most of the computer are used in the air conditioned room. But in terms of the computer using in the factory, it's very high humidity, high temperature, vibration, EMI.
Right.
So we find opportunity to design computer.
A stronger computer,
a ruggedized computer with the robust for industrial use. So we call it an industrial computer. It's a differential with the commercial computer that you use on that's like your laptop.
Yep. For example, my little MacBook Air, if I throw it on the ground, it will just break.
Yes.
But the industrial computers are really strong.
Very strong.
You can't break it.
Not only very strong, they can operate under a wider temperature range. Say minus 20 degree or up to 80 degrees C. Very wide temperature range. But also the commercial computer will be updated in every 3 years. But if our computer using in the mission critical application, they are not allow you to change any software or any hardware. So it means that we need to make sure that the longevity of our computer. So we need to do a special design or special selection for the component. That's the reason why the industrial computer are selling a much higher price than commercial computer. And we can earn a much higher gross margin than commercial computer.
Right.
Yeah.
So not only do they have to be strong, they also have to last for maybe decades.
Yep.
So at the time of design, you really have to foresee the future needs in this industry.
Yes.
And they have to be strong.
And sometimes we even need to buy all the components in stock to prepare in case that we need to replace, because the electrical computer vendor probably will shut down their design. So we need to buy the safety stock from them for customer.
So that's a lot of security concerns. That's how you can be a good supplier for the Navy, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Very reliable.
Okay. It's same as you just mentioned the Iron Dome application in Israel. And many of that kind of application, I cannot tell you all the details.
Right. Okay. I won't ask those questions. Yeah. But could you give us more examples of industrial computers? Because people have this idea, maybe industrial computers are really far away in the power plants or in the factories. Actually, we are surrounded by industrial computers, right?
Yes. I think you think about your 24 hours clock.
Tell me.
So you wake up and you go to the bus station and you will see the bus station will show you when will next bus come.
That's true.
So inside there's a computer, and this computer communicates with all the bus through wireless.
Okay.
Through a cellular phone chipset. So all the bus location actually are monitored by the bus stop computer inside.
Oh,
so it can tell you when the bus will come. And when you go to the MRT, you get into
the subway.
In the subway, you get into the station. You bid with your
my card, my Easy card.
Easy card. Inside is a industrial computer.
Okay.
Even in the control room of the train, is an industrial computer. And even you see many of the displays on the platform to showing when will next train come. Inside is a computer.
That's also a computer.
And when you arrive the office in your computing room, your computer room is a industrial grade server for in your computer room. It's an industrial grade computer.
Oh.
And when you go to hospital, inside the hospital, is also industrial grade computer.
Where is that?
In most of the hospital now, especially in Taiwan, I think 60% of the hospital install Advantech computer in the factory. So when you register with the doctor,
Okay.
so you will get a number.
A number, yes.
And then you can use your app to check when were your turns.
Oh, so
this is software we provide and also a hardware. And when you arrive the outpatient room, you will see a display showing
the number. A name. So that's also industrial computer.
That's the industrial computer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and if you go to take an X-ray or MRI, inside the MRI machine, it's a computer again. It's an industrial grade computer. No matter it's provided by Siemens or provided by GE Healthcare or by NEC.
Right.
So actually, I would say we are surrounded by the industrial computer 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
And even the missile, inside the missile, is also computer.
I see.
In the tank, inside the tank, it's a control system. It's an industrial computer.
Right, yeah.
So industrial computer is used in every mission critical application.
Okay. Yeah. They're really everywhere. We're surrounded by industrial computers. But there's one statistics that I mentioned I think would get people really curious. So we're saying that according to some kind of statistics, over 70% of industrial computers are provided by Taiwanese companies, and Advantech is supplying over 40% of that. Why are Taiwanese companies so good at making industrial computer?
Okay, I think this is a very important and also very good question.
Interesting,
about Taiwan. So although Taiwan is very small, we only have a 23 million population with a small island, but actually we have a very high quality engineer. So since 1950, when KMT government come to Taiwan, we start to have education. We train a lot of skilled electronics engineer. And during the 80s, the Japanese company, European company, US companies come to set up their factory in Taiwan. So train many good engineer. Mm-hmm. And also many of our engineers are actually educated in US. And computer actually is coming from US. The CPU is from Intel. Nowadays, the AI chipset from NVIDIA. And the software is from Microsoft. So Taiwan are very close connect with all computer key component company.
The cutting edge.
Yes. And we have a good engineer, and also Taiwan is a very compact. I would say it's a very compact place. Mm-hmm. So you can easily to collect all of the necessary component.
Everything is within 2 hours drive.
Yeah, within even 30 minutes, you can get all the component and put on the sample and send to customer in 2 days or 2 days or 3 days. That kind of speed and flexibility earn all of the trust from our global customer. And the later stage of in 90 or 2000, we leveraged the manufacturing power in China. So again, Taiwan have an R&D center in Taiwan, and we have manufacturing base in China. So very soon we dominate this market. And probably you will ask me why American don't do that, why Japan don't do that, why China don't do that.
Right.
US is very clear. US doesn't like to do the manufacturing job. Until nowadays they understand it's the wrong decision. But Japan, I think computer is I would say is a speedy industry.
You have to be very fast-paced.
Very fast. And Japan in general, they are very conservative. They are very disciplined. So they're moving a little slower.
Okay.
So that's the reason why they lose the competitiveness to Taiwan. And talking about China is also very big.
Yeah.
But China are busy with the volume business.
Okay.
Industrial computer relative is small volume.
Small quantity.
Yeah, small quantity.
Right.
And a very high mix. That means industrial computer is a very complex business. Yeah. You need to handle all of the procedure, control all the procedure in very detail. And this is, again, is our strength. Taiwan is a strength.
Right.
That's the reason why we reprint. I would say roughly we have 70% of the industrial computer was made in Taiwan. And some are in Europe or in Japan or in China, but they are not they are not compete with us.
Mm-hmm. Right. I don't think many people realize or appreciate how competitive Taiwanese companies are. So a few reasons you just mentioned, well-trained engineer. You yourself was one of them, and also very compact. And also Taiwanese engineers are very patient. I think they are highly skilled in dealing with highly complex systems, while China, maybe they're more into quantity. They want millions of pieces.
Yes, volume business.
Right, volume business. But Advantech, how it built its business was with Navy. So Navy, in nature, the quantity wasn't big.
Yes.
Very small, but highly complex, and it has to be very, very precise and highly complex because the stakes were really high. So we're going to take a break now.
Okay.
When we come back, we are going to talk about the implication of artificial intelligence on industrial computer. Welcome back to the show of Taiwanology. Today, we have a very special guest. His name is Chaney Ho, He Chunsheng. He is the co-founder of Advantech and is a director on the company's board. He was formerly the president of Advantech, and he retired from the company in 2018. Previously, we were talking about the founding of Advantech, which is, I guess we can say, the most important industrial computer company in the world. I think we can say that with comfort. And we also talked about why Taiwanese companies are so competitive in this business. And the next question is about, AI, because last week, I think the Computex just wrapped up and everyone was literally talking about AI. I'm interested in the implications of artificial intelligence on industrial computer. And as a matter of fact, I also know that people inside of Advantech, they don't like to talk about the term industrial computer anymore. They are rebranding it as, and I quote, artificial intelligence of things and edge computing. So can you tell us a bit about that? Why the change?
Okay. The technology is evolving every day. So in the early 80s, we call it a PC.
Right. Personal computer.
Usually it's an industrial PC.
Okay.
But coming to the year 2000, IoT is coming on the stage.
Which is Internet of Things.
Internet things.
Okay.
And very soon, 2004, people start to talking about the Industry 4.0. It's original from German.
Yeah, Industry 4.0, yes.
Means
Smart
using
manufacturing.
all the computer into the manufacturing application. So
Right.
industrial, as you mentioned, smart manufacturing.
Okay.
And then very soon AI coming on the stage again. So in the beginning, AI is mainly using in the cloud. So we have a AI server.
Right.
But actually, most of the application of AI will be coming on the edge.
Uh-huh.
Because in terms of the number unit, the unit in edge of AI use in edge is much more, I would say, is the 1,000 or even 10,000 times of the AI.
Sorry, Chaney. What is edge?
Edge means in IoT it's a cloud. You know cloud, right?
Right, cloud.
Cloud
yes.
is a data center.
Okay.
All the data coming to the cloud.
Right.
But actually, where is the data came from? All the data came from the edge.
The edge means our devices?
For example, your mobile phone is kind of
or
a edge.
my MacBook.
Your desktop.
Okay.
It's a commercial edge.
Okay.
And all the data sending to the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the reason why generative AI or ChatGPT come from, because he leveraged the so max data so it can come out very intelligent information for you. Mm-hmm. But in the industrial use, in the industrial field, all of the edge is all the equipment in the production line.
I see. Oh, okay.
All the equipment connect with the edge computer and send all the data into the cloud.
Right.
So that's what we call edge.
Okay.
So you probably heard about the
AI PC,
AI
right?
PC, right?
Yeah.
So actually, we already use the AI. I mean, use the AI in Edge for some years.
Oh, you
We
just
already
didn't
use-
talk about it.
Yeah, we already used for some years. So it means in the past we used the PC is Intel based or AMD based. Now because of the NVIDIA Jetson coming on the stage, so we combine Jetson with the Intel PC and become more powerful in terms of the calculation or simulation or prediction.
Right.
So as I mentioned, that the edge AI were much bigger in quantity than the cloud, the AI server.
Right.
So I think very soon you will see NVIDIA, Jetson will pay more attention not only on Foxconn or on Weichuan. They will pay more attention on the company like Advantech, because we will consume more Jetson chipset than the cloud.
Okay, you should tell him that.
So all of the computer in use, all the PC in the past now need to accompany with the NVIDIA Jetson chipset,
right,
to become more popular. So that's the reason why we rename AIoT. In short, it's AIoT. And sometimes we call it the edge computer. Or some people call it the edge AI.
Okay.
That's what it comes from.
Right. So, there are many new vocabularies that we have to learn if we need to understand this. But my understanding is that in this new age of artificial intelligence, all the machines, for manufacturers in the factories, all of their computers will not only be smart, but they will be embedded with artificial intelligence. So they will be powered by AI, if I understand it correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
I just give you an example that in the past, in the production line, we still use the menu to inspect a PCB board, whether the PCB is perfectly soldered.
Right.
But nowadays, we use the AI with the optical with the camera. And back end is the AI software and the hardware. So we can just scan the PCB, and in the beginning we will train the computer
to recognize
this is good or this is bad.
Oh, okay.
And after about 1,000 times, they can be more powerful than manual.
Okay, they can be trained. Yeah, okay.
So this kind of application you will see become a mainstream in the future.
Right.
So it's a way that because the AI can provide more precise inspection and also save the menu. We can save a lot of the
human labor. Yeah. Okay.
This is one of the example, and for the AI IoT application, I would like give you one of the example that in Japan. There's a customer in Japan. All the family use the gas tank.
Natural gas. Oh, gas tanks.
Gas tank.
Okay.
They are not. So the gas company will come to replace your can, your gas can. But they need to predict whether your gas is used out or not.
But in the past, it wasn't possible. So
in the past, they used the menu to check.
Okay. They have to come personally to
or
check.
Make a call.
Right.
Or until you run out of the gas, you call the gas company.
Yeah, that's what happens in my
Taiwan too.
Yeah, in my family.
Okay. So now they install a gas meter on top of the gas tank. And then inside there's a sensor to sense the level of the gas, and then from time to time they send the data into the cloud.
Okay.
There's a tiny computer on the
in my gas tank.
Yeah, in your gas tank, and they send similes every 10 seconds or you can set every minute to the cloud, and then the gas company collect all the data of all his customers in Tokyo or in Osaka, and then they can understand which company, which family is going to run out of the gas. So they can dispatch the delivery guy to replace that. So this kind of digital transformation is leverage the technology of AI, because the back end, all the data, the back end is AI software to calculate and to make decision, to send the dispatcher to replace the gas.
Yeah. So the new generation of industrial computing has enabled better living. I would say that
Yes,
predictive services
make people more productive.
Yeah.
And more safe, more happiness.
Right.
Okay.
So whenever I cook, I don't have to worry about, we run out of gas.
Yes.
Because even before my gas runs out, there is the gas man at the door delivering a new canister of gas, because they know it before I do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
okay.
that's really convenient.
And this is only one or two examples. That the application of the AIoT is only limited by your imagination.
Okay.
Right. So the people can put the effort, concentrate their effort on the new application generation.
I see. Yeah. So is this gas can technology also by Advantech?
Part of system is Advantech. We provide the base station. We provide computer for the base station. But for the tiny computer module, it's not Advantech. Okay.
Right. I see. Right. So we can really tell that industrial computing, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things are very essential for modern life. And I think you were talking about how Advantech was selling all over the world. It's really integrated into a lot of countries' infrastructure. For example, a railway system in China or sushi restaurants in Japan, which also means that Advantech is now a multinational company. According to the research I did, there are over 2,000 sales employees in 27 offices globally working for Advantech. And my question is, I really think right now when a lot of Taiwanese companies are going global, for example, TSMC is going to operate in Japan, US, and Germany, and there are also other Taiwanese companies going global. What was the lesson at Advantech? What do you think are the challenges for Taiwanese companies operating internationally?
Okay. So actually, the market of Taiwan is very small, only 23 million. So we need to go abroad, go to the international market. We are not so lucky like a U.S. company or China company. They can only serve their homeland. It can be survived. So first, all the Taiwanese company need to understand we need to go out. Okay. And how to go out? So you need to set up your sales office. So we established 27 sales office in 27 countries. Actually, it's more than 100 sales office in 27 countries. So it takes 40 years. It's not happen overnight. So you need to very consistently, very persistently to make this kind of global expansion, and also you need to reach your end customer. So our business B2B2C.
Business to business to customers.
To customer.
Right.
Our end customer may not the consumer, but our end customer is the company in the factory. Or they own or a system integrator. So we need to run this kind of B2B2C model, and we need to build our brand awareness.
Advantech.
Because we providing the high reliability industrial computer. The customer perception is whether you are trustworthy. So if they don't trust your machine, even you are very low price, very cheap, they don't like to take the risk. So for so many years, we spent the effort to educate ourselves and also educate our customer that we are a trustworthy company. So, so we are a branding company. Advantech was ranked at the number 5 in Taiwan for Taiwan global brand. We are ranked at the number 5th. Yes. Among 2,000 these companies, Advantech was ranked at the number 5 branding company.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, that means our brand values is on the top compared with all the Taiwanese companies.
Right, yeah. I feel that Advantech is even maybe more recognizable than TSMC for a lot of your customers, because I think up until a few years ago that TSMC wasn't big on international marketing. They are very low key and they have been very successful in that way. But right now, I feel like they are forced to go out. They're forced to present themselves. What do you think they can better their international marketing?
I think they are very successful in from the business point of view because they represent 96% of all the high-end chipset in the world.
Yeah.
And for TSMC, I think 60% of their customers coming from US or different kind of or the Apple,
Qualcomm, the big guys.
All the big company, all the design house that leverage their manufacturing. So next step, I think TSMC need to well received by the even end customer. They use TSMC chipset, but they buy the chipset from Qualcomm or from MediaTek, manufacturing by TSMC. This kind of branding is also very important. Right. Although they don't buy directly from TSMC, but they are using TSMC chipset. Even in some respect, I am user of TSMC because I use iPhone. iPhone
me too.
Computer. Inside actually is a chipset from TSMC.
That's true.
So it's the TSMC is everywhere.
Right. So let's hope somebody from TSMC hears this show and take a different action. Right. And I guess my last question would be about, it's not about tech per se, but there's so many people who are worried about the geopolitical tensions involving Taiwan. And Advantech and also other industrial computer companies from Taiwan must be receiving a lot of inquiries or questions regarding geopolitical tension. And what's your approach on that? How should Taiwanese companies respond to that?
Okay, from business point of view, I think I understand that war become one war, two system. It's actually two war. One is the freedom allied country leading by U.S. And the other one is the China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Okay, this is the two different...
Two worlds.
The size of these two groups in terms of GDP is quite different. So the three allies represent about more than 2/3 of the GDP. And only 1/3 of the GDP belong to
the other supply chain.
The other supply chain. This is from market point of view. But they rely on us. They no matter Russia or China, they also need industrial computer. They also need the TSMC chipset. So unless they can be self-sufficient, that's impossible at this moment. And in terms of the supply chain, issue, because people worry about in case China and Taiwan has some
conflict.
Conflict or get into the hard war issue. So actually, it has been 5 years. Many manufacturing was moved out from China. At this moment, Advantech still have manufacturing in China, in Kunshan, but this for our China market, because China still represents 20 to 25% of Advantech business.
I see, right.
So we need to make the product in China. And we have a manufacturing we are main manufacturing site in Taiwan. And also recently we established our manufacturing site at Kyushu, Japan.
In Japan, okay.
In Japan. And we are planning outsourcing contract manufacturing in Malaysia too.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that we already respond this kind of potential geopolitical conflict issue.
Right.
We want to diverse our manufacturing site.
I see, yeah.
So in case that happen, that I think we are ready to respond to this kind of issue.
I see. So Advantech has also been diversifying. I think it's the same direction that a lot of tech companies from Taiwan are taking this direction as well. At the customer's request.
Yes.
I guess that's the fate of Taiwanese companies. We always have to go
we don't
where
have
the customers
this kind of issue because in Taiwan we make more than 50% of the product in Taiwan.
Right, I see.
And we are expanding our manufacturing site in Taiwan at this moment too.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to hear that.
Yep.
So maybe we could also take a look at that in our future reporting. Right. So I guess that was my last question. And is there anything at all that, Chaney, you would like to add about artificial intelligence or industrial computing or Taiwan's role? What do you envision for Taiwan's domination in industrial computing?
Okay, in the final, I like to say that Taiwan is really very visible nowadays. We are not dispensable to the world.
Right.
The world need Taiwan, and Taiwan really supporting the world in terms of the industrial in many respects. Not only semiconductors, but also the ICT technology. So we need to Taiwanese need to be very, very confident on ourselves. Okay, so we can find our way to survive.
Right. Yeah.
And if we can unite together as a one country.
People. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Chaney. I agree with you because people talk about chips, but actually without industrial computing, you will have no conveyor belt sushis or the railway systems cannot run properly.
Yep.
And I believe it is also our job to tell the Taiwan story. We need to tell it more often to a wider audience and also with a new approach. And we have to market ourselves better. So thank you, Chaney, for coming into our studio today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah,
okay.
That was really fun conversation with you. So this wraps up today's episode. If you enjoy this podcast, please take a moment to leave a review or shoot us an email. To read more in-depth reports on how Taiwanese companies are changing how the world operates, please check out Commonwealth's English website. Our next episode will be available June 25th. This show is produced by Weiru Wang, edited by Billy Wu. I'm your host, Guangying Liu. Follow Taiwanology wherever you get your podcast. Talk to you soon.